Yeah, no, she will.
And just before we get started,
Are you getting it?
I'd like to join all of us to put our phones inside, please. And Make sure your phones are with you. Okay. And those of you at the back, can you please try and fill up these chairs? And then we can, leave the ones at the rear or at the back free. For newcomers.
What happened?
Come forward, just come forward. Occupy the seats. And don't set free the front row. Madam, please come forward.
Please, can we have us come forward and fill up the
Blind seats.
Thank you very much. We don't have enough midwives in Africa, in Nigeria, so the empty chairs will represent the gaps. But let's fill up the front seats. Thank you. Can we fill up the front seats? Ladies and gentlemen, please at the back, can you please do that? My colleagues, please, can we have you, please? Thank you. It's all about us.
What is going on, guys? My name is Madeline. Welcome to tutorial video.
Right at this moment, I thank you very much for coming. This is my co-anchor, Andy, and we're very familiar with him. He's the special advisor, director for protocol in the office of the wife of the Senate President, Mrs. Toyin Saraki, who I'm sure at some point would be with us. But let me just welcome you formally. I'm very excited. The last time I was with the ICM body was in Cape Town in South Africa, and it was such a huge conference that I thought, okay, here we are again. If you're coming to Nigeria, it's going to be bigger, but it's not so much in the number of people around, but the commitment of people who are here with us today. We have the president here with us. We have sisters that are working in, abroad and have, trying to get their feet back in Nigeria. That is
You click apply and then okay. So just give me a sec. I'm gonna start up a game and show you guys.
That's not loud enough for taking us.
After when we click start streaming right here, all you have to do is click start streaming or preview streaming. Preview streaming will show you the preview window. Start streaming, you start streaming, and you click on this little test thing right here, and if it's showing, it should be showing it. Yes, right here. If it's showing it, then it should work. So after that, let's go to live control room and start streaming. Click OK. And
so it's nice to have all of you here. I particularly would like to start to celebrate. I saw Mama, where is she? Who walked in at about 9 o'clock, and I was not able to grab her name on time, but she came in and sat down, and proud midwife, proud matron, and I said we must get them back. So we must get all these new ones back to be as proud, as hardworking, and ethical as the rest of you have been. So let's give it up to the younger ones coming behind us. Quickly join me, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite to this side of the hall, to this side of the labor room actually, Frances Day Sturp. Did I get that right? She's the president of the ICM. Can we celebrate her? She's the president of the International Confederation of Midwives, having been re-elected in 2014 for a second and final term. She has over 400,000 midwives in 120 Midwifery Association members in over 100 countries, Nigeria inclusive. Thank you very much. This is particularly interesting. I'd like also to invite Dr. Jacqueline Dunclebent, who is a registered midwife and has vast experience in healthcare provision. Listen, I need somebody to help me put our guests to sit them properly. Thank you. Moving on, I'd like, we're very gender sensitive in the labor room, because for us, all we want is a healthy child. But join me to invite the former Registrar, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Mr. B.N. Ngatu. Please, sir, please can we sit it appropriately?
Whether it be gaming or music or whatever they're doing now. We all know about Twitch. But
I'd like to invite Mrs. Alheri Yusuf, Deputy Registrar, Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria.
It was announced earlier this summer, right before summer started, that YouTube is going to try and become a larger player in this space. So they're trying to improve their streaming app in the way they allow you to stream via YouTube, and they're doing a really good job at it. So I'm going to show you how to set up your live stream from the start all the way to the end. So let's look at the first things first. If we go to this right here, it says events right here under our Creator Studio. Now, if you do not know where Creator Studio
We're
is,
expecting
go up here,
two
click on
more
the icon in the
dignitaries,
upper right-hand corner, and then go to Creator
coming in
Studio
any
right
moment
there
from
under
now.
your username.
But I just want to say that everyone here is
under
important.
events, it'll say schedule a
But
new event.
I
If
would
we
need an
click on
extra
that,
chair
we're
here,
going to be able to
because
schedule a
I'd like to
live
invite
stream
somebody
event.
that
So we can schedule it
I'm
from
going to
now.
conscript
Right here, we can set the date,
to
we
speak
can
to
set the
me
time.
on
We can
camera,
then title it right
and
here, so you put the
I
title
find
of
the
the videos. Now, back to the streaming. Now, once we get the event set up, we're now going to
let me
need to set
bring
up
on
our stream.
Stephen
In order to do
Sobani,
that, under or
who
above
is the Chief
events
Executive
link here, you're
at
going to
the
see a
Welfare
link that
Foundation
says,
Africa. Stephen,
you're
you're
going to see a link
welcome.
that says stream now.
The Stevens are the best, because my husband is
Now,
one.
under this here, this is where all the magic happens. This is
Thank
where
you.
you have to set up your stream so that it works later when your event goes live. Now, let's start from the beginning. The first thing I'm going to tell you is this. You can move any of these boxes around. So if you want chat to be under your video when you're live streaming, you can just click and hold and move it there. So just click on this little square in the upper right-hand corner here, the little gray square, and then just move it over. So I
I'd
can
also
move
like
any
to,
of
I
these.
hope
I
the
can move
chair
the
has been
live
made
stream over
available
here,
for her.
then I
I'd
can
like
actually
to
move the
invite
chat
to the
up
side
here.
of the
And
hall,
again, you're going to have to
Dr.
kind of play around with it and get the UI the way you want.
Did I get
Now,
that
let's
right?
go ahead and put
she's
this
the
guy
Chief
back
Executive
over here where he
Officer of
was,
Outreach
and
Medical
then put the video
Services.
back up here.
She has
Now, if we
over
go down to the
32
bottom,
years
we're
of
going to see some
experience
fancy,
in both the
important
UK
stuff.
and
Now,
Nigeria
here it
healthcare
says live
sectors.
streaming checklist.
She's the
It
founder
basically
and
tells you what
executive
you have to do,
director of
okay?
Vesta
So,
Healthcare
set up your
Limited,
encoding
which
software.
has championed
So your
training
encoding software is
and
going to be
skills
like
upgrades
OBS
for a larger
or
number of Nigerian
what
healthcare
other
workers
software that
in
you
the
may
area
use to
of
live stream to
pediatric
Twitch or
and
wherever you may be
emergencies.
live streaming.
Thank you very
So
much.
if you're
Please
using
can't you be
OBS or
seated?
XSplit or
Thank
whatever
you.
you may be using, you need to set that up. Now, if
She
I go
actually
and
has said
open
to me
up
on
my
camera
OBS
that
here, you can see me
the
here. You got
country,
my
for
audio
us to move
recorded there,
ahead,
so
we
don't
must
worry
invest
about
in
any of
more
that.
midwives.
I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. Here's my OBS. I got it set up. Now, you need to know where to find your information. So if we go to settings here and then go to stream in OBS, I can set the service to YouTube, and then it'll come up with my stream key right here. I also have a video on how to find your stream key if you don't already know how to do that. But in OBS, now this is the Mac version, and the Windows version is the same basically thing. You just click on stream, and then you select your service, whether it be Hitbox, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, and then select the server, and then get your stream key. Now, once you get your stream key, copy and paste that, and then go back over to YouTube. The server URL will already be provided for you, and then all you have to do is go ahead and paste the stream key under the encoder setup down below. So
we'll
once
all
you've
sing
done
together
that,
in
your
unity
encoder
of
is set up.
purpose
Now,
after the
obviously,
proof
you
of
got to go into OBS or XSplit and set up your scene like I have here with your webcam, your desktop, and whatever your audio may be. You got to do all of that in your streaming software and make sure that's ready to go. So once you've set up your encoding software, you then want to move on to adding the information for your stream. So as you see here, earlier, or a couple days ago, I streamed some Hearthstone, and I titled it, Heroes of the Storm. It was Hearthstone, but it didn't change to Heroes of the Storm. I put playing Heroes of the Storm, come play and hang out with the guru, okay? So I just titled my stream, and then I went right here and put a little something in the description, like playing this week's new Tavern Brawl with the viewers. And again, I know that's Hearthstone. I was changing games in the middle of the stream. Sorry about that. And then I gave them an option to add me on Battle.net so we could play together with the viewers. Then I went down and changed the category to gaming, obviously, and then I added the game name right here. So go ahead and type the game name there. You want people to know kind of what game you're doing. Now, as you're changing stuff here, you'll see this up here. It'll say changes are being saved. It'll change automatically, and it'll say all changes have been saved. Now, this button right here in the upper left-hand corner that says offline, this little circle thing here, that's going to let you know that you are offline. In order to go live, you need to go to OBS or whatever it is, and go ahead and start stream. You can change the stream options right here. You can enable DVR. Now, DVR is obviously pretty simple to understand. It's going to allow you to stream, and then it'll record the video or the VOD, whatever you want to call it, and then after that you can upload it to YouTube. So you can make the archive of the video private when complete, or if you uncheck this, it'll automatically upload to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. So that's under the stream options. Then monetization, you can monetize it with ads. I've already shown you that. And then you can add a card just like you can. You can add an associated website, fan funding. You can do all of that directly on your stream app here within YouTube. Now, last thing I'm going to show you is you can add thumbnails just like you do here. So go to change thumbnail, add you a nice little thumbnail like I did here. And then you obviously have chat. So under chat right here, you have where you can see where people were chatting with me. We were talking about some stuff related to the game or maybe not related to the game. Either way, chat's right here. You can hit the little gear icon to enable or disable chat. You can decide whether or not you want to have chat or not. I would recommend doing that. And then if you want to say something in chat, you can just type it in here and then press enter, and then it'll obviously chat via text to all of your viewers that are watching. And then once you do start streaming and you do go live, you're going to see something here under analytics. Under analytics, you're going to see how many people are watching now and how many messages are coming in per minute. Now, don't get too caught up in this at first. Obviously, when you get started, there may be some things that you need to do differently to get more viewers or more messages or whatever it may be, so don't get too caught up in that. And then you can go here under stream help, and it says, it'll let you know the health of the stream is great, excellent, or very poor, and it'll kind of give you some options on what you can do to fix that. And the last thing you can do is share it on social media sites down here under the share tab. So that is how you set up a YouTube live stream. Remember, it is in beta. Things are going to change. I will do an updated video once it does, but as far as it goes, currently in the current beta form that is in, this is how you live stream from YouTube. If you have any questions, I always try to get to the questions and help you out. Put those in the comment box below. Also, let me know this in the comment box. What do you like to stream when you stream? What's your favorite game that you like to stream? Just a little question I like to do at the end of each video. Let me know down below in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. Don't forget to slap that like button, and always subscribe if you want more. And I will see you guys in the next one.
And reproductive and sexual health across countries around the world.
Videos, camera, still images,
Dear sir, for
and
such
so
a
on.
kind
But
welcome.
for our purposes, since I'm a gaming
It's
channel,
very hard to
the request for these videos
follow the Sesame Street song, I think,
game. So you have a game capture,
try to make
and
remarks
make
on the
sure
special
your game
and
is on
auspicious
right now, your
occasion.
game is running, so
I'd like to
you will
first
be able
say
to detect it.
that
You
on
will see
behalf
the
of the Wellbeing
applications list,
Foundation
and on
Africa,
that list you have to
welcome.
pick your game, the one you want
Thank
to
you
live
for
stream.
being here.
So pick it, you click OK,
I am
and from
humbled
now on you shouldn't have
to
to bother
stand
with the setting
before
anymore, it
such
should
an
be
esteemed
saved for further
audience
use.
of people,
Then you go
of
settings,
of women
and let's start
and
going
men,
through settings. The
frontline
first one
healthcare
is your
workers.
profile.
I'd like to
You
start
can
by
set
asking
up
everyone give
settings
yourselves a
profile,
round
for
of
example,
applause.
as I will close the game on stream, and that's how I name my profile. Nothing too special in this tab. Moving down, we go to encoding, and that's very important.
Now, first,
We're here
the
to
most
mark a
important
very
thing is your
special
bit rate.
occasion.
The thing you see
Tomorrow
I set
marks
to
the International Day of the
2,500.
Midwife. The
20p
100-year-old
streaming,
recognized
resolution
event where
of
the world recognizes the
1280
importance,
by 720.
the essence,
YouTube
and the
accepts bit rates
critical
from
necessity
1500 to
of what
3000.
you do.
So I picked 2,500.
In my
That
mind,
depends mostly
and in the
on
mind of
your
our dear founder,
internet connection, on
Madam
your
Saraki,
upload speed.
and all of us
You
at
have
the
to check
Wellbeing
that. You can
Foundation
check it
Africa,
on,
and all of
I
our
believe,
partners.
speed test.
We believe that
If you Google
every
it, you'll
day
see a connection
is the
speed
day
test.
for the midwife.
I believe my
And
upload
I'll tell
speed
you why.
is 3.5 megabits.
Midwives,
so
quite
yeah,
literally,
that's okay for me.
in most
I
cases,
suggest
most
using
often,
constant bitrate. I've never streamed
along
in
with their
variable
colleagues and
bitrate,
peers in the
but
front
basically
lines,
bitrate
nurses,
affects
healthcare
quality. So
professionals,
I recommend
community
it to be
healthcare workers,
constant.
are quite
Well, actually,
literally,
variable bitrate doesn't
as I
decrease
thought
quality,
about
it's
this, along with
streaming.
your colleagues,
Now keep in mind that it doesn't have
to
to
learn
be
more about
the resolution
how we
of
can
your
get more
monitor,
babies
it
to
could be
cry
proportionally
at that first
lower.
moment of
For example, my monitor's
that beautiful,
resolution
blessed
is
cry.
1920
So
by
thank you
1080,
again for being
but
here
I can
to
scale
learn
it down
more about
to proportionally to 1280 by
medicine,
720. And
pediatrics
why I'm streaming in the lower resolution
is
because
evolving very
my
quickly.
upload speed
And
is
you're
not
here to
high
learn
enough to
about some of
support
the best
bit
and
rates
newest
required
techniques
to stream such
around
high
a range of
resolution and
different
good
issues to
quality.
continue your education.
And also, my computer is not.
So you can bring that to your communities. You can bring that to your homes and families. You can bring that before and apply that, most importantly. I'm looking particularly to this side of the audience. Apply that to the expectant mothers, the many expectant mothers that will come to you one day, 9 months into a beautiful pregnancy with plenty of antenatal visits and all the like and all the necessary things that you guys do. To hear that first baby's cry, and that's something else. So thank you for doing what you do again. This is your day, this is your occasion. But we all recognize also that yours is no easy task. There's nothing easy about what you do. And we understand that there are very different circumstances, very different environments, very different scenarios. And the people that have gathered here today from around the world, from across Nigeria, and the people who will be supporting you along the way, we want to help. We're here to help, and we're honored to collaborate. We're honored to be with and next to, like the National Association of Nigerian Midwives and Nurses. So thank you all to our partners as well for being here. I wish I could break into a Sesame Street song that applied to midwifery, but unfortunately we do not have one. But I will conclude by saying something that we always said at Sesame Street, was that life starts with a wail. It starts with the first breath. And you help with that first breath. You bring that first breath of life. And there's no other way of looking at it but to say that you bring in our future. And that future matters. You bring in and represent our shared humanity. And we are proud and we are honored to be here with you today and tomorrow and every day and every year as we move forward. So thank you for being here on behalf of the Wellbeing Foundation Africa. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you again, Mr. Stephen. The next speaker, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, will be another very delectable woman whose experience spans over 32 years. 32 years of experience in both the UK and the Nigerian health sectors. She is the founder and executive director of Vesta Healthcare Limited, which has championed training and skills upgrades for a large number of Nigerian healthcare workers in the areas of pediatric, emergencies, and health services management. She is a senior fellow of the Nigerian Leadership Initiative the Henry Crown Institute and Executive Assistant Secretary of the International Hospital Federation, Nigerian chapter. While practicing in the UK, she specialized in acute care, neurology, and of course neurodisability, as well as developing processes for clinical audit, protocol development and monitoring, risk management, as well as being a member of a senior advisory medical committee of His Excellency Governor Raji Fashola. Dr. Doshekun attended the University of Lagos, University College London, Royal College of Pediatrics, and Child Health, Institute of Child Health. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, please join me in welcoming Dr. Efumbo Doshekun.
In the interim, while we're waiting for things to I would like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Efumbo Doshekun, Nigerian, very proud to be a Nigerian. I was born in Britain, but you'd never hear me say I'm British. I'm Nigerian. So went through a period of formal training before I decided that I want to be an entrepreneur and a social entrepreneur. So I thought, in retrospect now, I think I was very conceited. I thought I want to change the world. I would like to have many hospitals, children's services. After some time, after setting up 4, we realized that you had to do it together with women's services. So we added women's services, and we have 4 women's and children's hospitals in Lagos, in densely populated peri-urban areas. Over the past 5 years, they're called Outreach, the Outreach Women and Children's Hospital. I became transformed. And as I'm almost 60, I'm happy this transformation occurred before I became senile. We now realize that that's not the right way. We've got to go to the very beginning. And there has to be a public health aspect to whatever we're doing if we want to create impact. There has to be high coverage. There has to be multi-sectorial working. There has to be attention to the wider dimensions of health. There has to be an emphasis on the frontline change agents who are midwives. Can you put up your hand chest if you were a midwife and say, I am proud to be a midwife? At the end of this lecture, when I say you should say that, you will see that the tone of your expressions will increase by a few more decibels. So let's start with the lecture. How do I? I think what I'll do, I'll get my laptop.
So the topic is continuum of care, from safe birth to optimal pediatric well-being. I need somebody to either the device to reboot or you do that. So the next slide, I'm going to talk technology problem. I am so sorry for taking your time because every minute is important in this solution. So with this slide, you can see that I'm transformed. I'm no longer that enthusiastic rheumatologist or pediatrician. I have moved. And that is what I'm asking for Nigeria, and it's what I'm asking from communities, from professionals, and from you dear midwives. So we've moved from that stage to now understand that there must be a public health perspective if it's going to be worth the while. And also, my dreams have now changed to now setting up annual safe birthing units. In a period of 10 years, we have a plan for 50. Next slide. New ways of thinking. I'm sure everybody can recognize Albert Einstein. Our problems with the same level of thinking that created them. So therefore, when we talk about strategy for improving maternal, neonatal, and child mortality, I ask the question, is it by building new primary care centers? And at the end of this lecture, you will see that it is not. Next slide. That's the map of Nigeria, 36 states, am I right? And FCT. A very, very large country with a large population that is being projected to grow so fast. Well, it might guide you that that number is more than 165 million, but that is what is given by the population experts. And we don't have the highest mortality rates, maternal mortality rate in the world. Because of our large population, we create the second highest numbers of deaths in the world. We have
and because I want to change the world, I would like to have many hospitals in children's services
in low and medium resource countries. Very, very sad. 50% in sub-Saharan Africa. SSA is now a synonym with real disaster because there's something wrong. We frankly don't have adequate statistics on the results of mishaps during pregnancy, during delivery, postnatal, neonatal, and childhood. Because for every death that has occurred, there are multiples in terms of those who are suffering from disability, chronic illness. Our figures are not the worst. Antenatal coverage rate is 57% in Nigeria. And you must note that many of these statistics are the average. In such gatherings like this, there must be the awareness of the difference in our statistics as relate to different parts of the country. Because the way forward is when there is change, there must be greater benefit in those parts that are deprived or have larger mishaps. Our average fertility is 6. And I remember the late Professor Ransom Kuti, who was one of my many people, I would say, one of the very few people I would say changed my thinking and my purpose of life. He said, if we separate maternal services from neonatal and pediatric services, it's the greatest mistake we will make if we want to control population. Because once the natal and pediatric or under 5 mortality rate is very high, our mothers will be driven to have large families. Because it's a game of chance. If you have 6, 3 of them die, there may be only 3. But if you have 2 and the 2 die, there will be no more. So we have a high fertility rate. And of course that shows the problems, with the pressures we have with that, it also has its own long-term effects on the quest for babies in Nigeria, whether through the rapid rise in fertility care or the new way, which is adoption or baby theft. The percentage of GDP spent on health is ridiculously low, 3%. And we have to do better on this. For this lecture, I'm going to de-emphasize money, because we need to de-emphasize money. In my organization, I tell my team, particularly my business team, when we are doing our budget, or when there's requisition for capital or recurrent expenditure, I say, let us first make a list of the things that doesn't need money. That is in column 1. Let's get that 100%. Then we move to what we need, a little bit of money. Let's get that to 200. Then we are moving on. Then we now move onto the areas where we need to spend a lot of money. And I think it should be the same thing in our maternal, in our neonatal, and our pediatric services. Let's first do the things that don't need so much money, because there are so many interventions that are simple and are non-complex, and if we institute, we will reduce our figures by 75%. So we need midwives. We need frontliners who are practical, frontliners who can juggle many balls at the same time with none of them. We need you in Nigeria. The next slide is the adequate statistics. This is just a slide showing the very fast rate of the reddish line, that is Nigeria. So you see how our population is going so fast. Next slide. And that helps us to plan, because it tells us that in terms of planning our services, we also have to meet up the race. This is where Nigeria is on this list in terms of how high our maternal mortality is. We are not at the end, but we are not where we should be. We compare the GDP of the other countries, and some of those other countries are actually countries at war. So we should have our heads down. But don't worry, at the end of this session, with charged midwives, there is going to be a change. I'm a bit disappointed in the numbers of midwives who have attended, because we have 37 states, or 36 states and FCT. General hospitals run up to, I'm sure we have at least physicians, remember last week, I stand to be corrected by our experts, but we have over 30,000 general hospitals. So we shouldn't have this number. That is in column 1. We should have more midwives who are interested in charting the new course. But it is the beginning, and I thank you that have attended for leaving your different duties and your goals, and understanding the importance of networking and capacity building. Please give yourselves a round of applause. And I pray and I beg that you go back as ambassadors of change, ambassadors of Nigeria, that will go back and tell your colleagues, go back and tell your managers, some of those other both in the front line and those who are managing from administrative posts, sectors, that you are the ones to be changed. Let's go on. can see our health statistics, it's not all sad. We are getting better because there's a lot of activity. We just need better coordination, better prioritization, and the power brokers knowing that they are the power brokers. We need confidence for our midwives. Next slide. This is just giving us some example on and just reminding us on the wider dimensions of health. That if we don't have the basic amenities and basic social services in any country, we will continue to have problems. And that's why a country like India, where so many Nigerians flock over for medical care, where they have centers that give one of the best cares now, because the generality of the population is still stuck with the problems of poverty, of ignorance, of inadequate infrastructure. When you do a total count of the numbers that died, there will still be Nigerians flock over. So it's something that people in low-resource countries, medium resource countries, really have to be aware of. Next slide. These are ratios showing that Nigeria is still not at the end. This is the ratio, the average ratio, the density of the midwives. And like the speaker was saying earlier on, how beautiful it would be if every village in Nigeria has a midwife. If every village in Nigeria has a savior midwife. So these are the ratio physicians to nurses and midwives. You see why we need you. We need to have more of the density of midwives. Like the speaker was saying earlier on, how beautiful it has been. Every election in Nigeria. Still talking about the sanitation. You can see the heterogeneity and the differentials just from the color lighting in the different parts of the country. I will not go specific because that is not the purpose of this lecture. The next slide. This is a very interesting slide, and I threw this in the middle. Who says there's no progress in Nigeria? Who says Nigerians are not educated? If in 2000 we had 0.02%, we must have wide distribution channels. That means there must be different people doing different things. It mustn't all end with facilities. The media can be involved. Musicians can be involved. The Nigerian film industry can be involved. The NGOs. The gentleman who is selling cards. Look at what MTN has done. You don't have to go to an MTN office to go and buy your recharge card. I even get a phone call now. Do you want to increase your number of calls? Can you imagine? I don't even have to go out now. If you need more credit, press this number. That's innovation for you. That is creating demand. We worry, we midwives. We worry, we health planners. Why are people going to TPAs? Why aren't they coming to us?